Now to the Me Too movement growing this morning in the wake of the Harvey Weinstein scandal. Millions of women sharing their own stories online, saying sexual harassment and assault isn't just a problem for Hollywood. We're going to speak exclusively with Alyssa Milano, who helped reignite the Me Too movement. We'll talk to her in just a moment, but first, Lindsay Davis has the latest.
Beyond the glamour and glitz of Tinseltown, this morning, more women in Hollywood are coming forward with claims about the kind of men Molly Ringwald calls all the other Harvey Weinsteins. In an article for The New Yorker, the actress famous for Pretty in Pink describes 2 alleged incidents of sexual harassment by men in the movie industry when she was in her early teens. Ringwald writes, "I never talked about these things publicly because as a woman, it has always felt like I may as well have been talking about the weather." The fallout from the Weinstein scandal is reverberating in countless other industries as women feel empowered to tell their stories for the first time. Maureen York is the chief television critic for Variety. She says she was sexually assaulted by a television executive at a party in 2014.
He came after me 3 times. It took me a while to really be able to say the word sexual assault to myself.
Maureen, like so many other women, is finding a supportive community on social media. That movement took off last weekend when Alyssa Milano highlighted it on Twitter, posting, "If you've been sexually harassed or assaulted, write me too," as a reply to this tweet. Now this morning, 1.5 million tweets and 13.5 million posts, comments, and reactions on Facebook and Twitter. Some of the top employment law firms in the country tell ABC News they're seeing a significant increase in inquiries related to sexual harassment. One firm says calls have tripled.
That's an epidemic.
The Me Too campaign was first created by Tarana Burke 10 years ago to aid sexual assault survivors in underprivileged communities.
This is not about me, it's about survivors. And it's about what survivors need to be healthy and whole.
For Good Morning America, Lindsay Davis, ABC News, New York.
Our thanks to Lindsay and Tarana. We're joined exclusively now by actress and activist Alyssa Milano. It is so good to see you, Alyssa. And millions posting online. It's hard to believe that some people are surprised by that, but you're not. In fact, you said that was your purpose, to give people the sense of the magnitude of this problem, Alyssa?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it's something that is so prevalent. It is a cultural issue that I think that we have to face. And women posting Me Too, I think, gave them the courage to not have to tell their story or not have to name their predator, but to just stand in solidarity. And I think that the numbers are a testament to how powerful women can be when we do stand together and we are one.
And what we've seen, Alyssa, it's women and some men from all walks of life. Some names that we know, some that we don't know. And you have indicated that this is very personal for you, but you haven't shared any specifics. When do you think that you'll be ready to share your story in full?
I'm not sure, and I don't know if I will ever publicly share my story. Of course, I've done my own healing and been through counseling and have a great support system in my life. But really, this was about showing that this happens everywhere, that it's not just Hollywood, that it's not just actresses, that it's women on Wall Street, it's women in a hospital, it's caretakers, it's women walking down the street. You know, I have been harassed so many times I can't count. I've been assaulted, but this wasn't because I was an actress. These were instances that were, you know, if I was at a bar with friends or in a cab. So I think it's really important that, and I know it's hard because this Harvey Weinstein craziness has really taken over, but what the Me Too campaign really does and what Tarana Burke has really enabled us all to do is put the focus back on the victims, to give us a voice, to give us strength, to give us power. And what that enables us to do is say, no more. No more. We're not going to put up with this anymore. We're going to be vocal until this stops. Not one more. It stops here.
And how do we make it stop here? Because, as you know, Tarana started this 10 years ago. You have simply reignited it. A hashtag does not. It's wonderful in then having the conversation, but where does it go from here, Alyssa? How does it become more than a conversation?
It has to go beyond just a hashtag movement, and I'm going to be working with Tarana. I have the Creative Coalition behind me, and we're really going to try to put in place everything that needs to happen to ensure that there is protocol, that there is accessible. You know, I think that there are a lot of gray lines, and I think that's because so many women don't voice, because we've been silenced, our concerns or what upsets us. So we need to figure out those protocols and define those lines so that men know that they cannot cross them. You know, I talk about all the time, like, it's so interesting to me that my kid in school learns that if his clothes catch on fire, that he should stop, drop, and roll. But there's nothing teaching our kids in school the protocol of gender equality and what that means, and decency and respect towards the opposite gender. So I'm hoping to work with Tarana and the Creative Coalition to really put together something that takes this beyond a hashtag movement, and people can reach me on Twitter. I'm looking for suggestions. I really want this to be about the every woman's voice. I want it to be, this is your movement, women. This is your time, and if I can be the vessel and hold the bullhorn for you guys to shout as loud as humanly possible, then I'm honored to do so. But let's fix this problem.
It's a privilege to be a messenger, isn't it?
Yes, truly.
All right, Alyssa, thank you very much. You and Tarana, what you have continued to have this conversation and what you want to do to move it forward, so it is more than just that. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Absolutely
Thank
appreciate
you, Robin.
it. Take care.
Yeah, you can really feel the power in her voice.
Unmistakable. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.